I'm Anita from beandesigns.com. I'm all about helping you by providing the tools to create awesome digital scrapbook layouts using GIMP. A couple of basic elements of a digital scrapbook layout are the title and journaling. Both of these can be a tad daunting when you think about using the text tool and how does it work and what are all the components of it. My hope is to provide enough instruction to help that task not seem so overwhelming. So first, let's start by pointing out something out on this image here that I have. It has all of the layers. It's still in native .xcf, and so you can see all of the layers. You can notice that this layer, it's outlined now in yellow. Let me highlight it for you so you can see it better. Over, see, it's outlined. It has shadows on this text layer, and you'll notice that it doesn't have the text icon over here in the layer palette. Using GIMP also has a shadow on it, and it doesn't have that text icon. However, when I highlight this layer, it has the text icon on it. It has no shadow. If I activate my text tool and I click inside the box, you can see that I can maneuver and make changes to my text. So the point that I would like to make here is, as long as you have not made changes, actions to your text layer, you can go back and modify it. However, once you have added a shadow or rotated it or done some other action to your text layer, it is no longer editable. Okay, so with that piece of information, that's just a freebie. Let's look at our new image that we have here, and let's talk about the text tool. So here is this A is our text tool. To make that the active tool, we click on it. So you can see that it's highlighted. And let's just kind of look at our text menu here. So we choose our font. You can click on the font here to look at your fonts that are available. Choose the font that you want. Then you choose your size. And I'm going to choose 400. I find that titles at my 3600 by 3600 pixel size layouts, titles tend to be in that 4 to 500 range, 4 to 500 pixels, depending upon the font and how many letters are in the title. And then my journaling tends to be more like the 65 to 70 pixels. And once again, just depending on the nature of the font that I'm using. I want my journaling to be readable when it's printed, but I don't want it to be overwhelming. Okay, so we're going to choose our size. Then we move on down here to our color. If the blue color that is the foreground color, if that's not what the color we want, we can click on it, brings up the color menu. We can click around in here. We can do our RGBs. We can put in our HTML code. We can use our eyedropper to choose something if, say, we had a layout going here on our image and we wanted to match that. I want to use the blue, so we'll just highlight that blue, push OK. Right here, justify. We can left justify, right justify. We can center our text. Here we have indentation for the first line. We have line spacing. We have letter spacing. So let's type some things out and look at these options. So we're going to make this a title, and I'm going to click over to somewhat to the left of the page here. So you can tell that I have over in our menu, we chose centering. So let's go ahead and let's make that left justified. So here we have digital scrapbooking. So here is our line spacing. So you see the spacing between the line digital and the line scrapbooking. How about we make that bigger for you? Look there. So we'll activate that text tool again. Let's increase the line spacing. If you can watch, see it's increasing. So now I'm going to decrease it over on in the side the text toolbar, and there we go. We've just nudged those two lines right together. So say we wanted to um, space out the letters in digital. Let's see if what happens. So even though we highlighted the word digital, when we increased the spacing of the letters, the letter spacing, it increased the spacing on everything within that text box. So let's put that back to 0, and let's put this back to 0, and we'll put this back to 0. So we're going to go right back to 0. Okay, well, there we go. As started. Okay, so I want to do a different line of text. I want to do a different line of text. I want it to be on its own layer so that I can modify it independently of this one. So I'm going to go over to my layer palette, and I'm going to make the background layer the active layer. So that removes the yellow box from my digital scrapbooking text. I'm going to make sure that my text tool is active, and then I will click on my image, and it creates a new text box. However, I wanted this one to be smaller, so let me change the size, and I'm going to change the font here. I'm going to make it italic, and here we'll go using GIMP. And you see here, I have it's different size, it's a different font, um, but it's kind of in the wrong place, right? So you'll notice that as I hover over my text box, I've got handles. So I can grab this handle and actually move it all the way down. Grab this handle and move it. I can go to the right here, and I can move that around just like that. I'm going to open up this other image that has the editor. Um, I use the editor to create these journalings, and so I'm going to walk through each one independently and show you how I got here. So when I'm going to make this text the active layer. I'm going to click on Use Editor in my menu, and right here, this is the highlighted action is vertical, right to left, mixed orientation. So this text turned 90 degrees, and when you type in it, it moves from right to left. So when I push enter, if I were to push enter here just past left, you can see that the lines will move from the right to the left. This has the left justify action. If we click right justify, it changes. We click center, it changes. And then if we check filled, um, that doesn't seem to work quite as well. So you can make multiple actions to your one block of text. Let's move over to the next one, activate that layer, click on Use Editor, and this is the second option to the right here, and it is a vertical, and it goes from the right to the left. So you can see that my cursor is here at the bottom of the second line, and when I push enter, it moves to the left. You'll notice, however, that part of this line is cut off, the part of the first initial line. So if I actually put a space as the first line, then you can see all of your lettering. So if for some reason you had an application where you wanted to do this vertical text from right to left, now you'll notice this is left justified. We can make it right justified and center it. And close that one. Let's move over to the next option, use editor. So this is the third option. And it has a rotation just like the 90-degree rotation like the previous one, but it is moving from left to right. So you see when I push the enter key, the line moved, the line of text would be now to the right of the previous line of text. And we can do the same options, left justify, right justify, center, fill. All right, last line, vertical. So this one is very similar to the previous one. It does not cut off your line, however. When you push enter, your new line goes to the right, and it's an upright orientation. You can do left justify, right justify, center. Hopefully this tutorial can help you make some awesome journaling additions to your digital scrapbook layouts. If you liked this tutorial, feel free to check out my channel because there's other videos, other tutorials that might help you make some great, awesome digital scrapbooking layouts. And like my channel. You have a great day. Bye bye for now.